This episode of We Like Shooting Double Tap is brought to you by Swamp Fox Optics, Black Rhino Concealment, Manticore Arms, Polymer 80, and Patriot Patchco.
Better than the guys who've been reading it for 8 years. Welcome to We Like Shooting Double Tap, episode 151, where we answer your questions, ask a few of our own, and touch base on gun industry news. Our panel tonight is the owner of River's Edge Tactical, Jeremy Paz-Derrick. We have the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger, checking in. Taking Dead Nick's place is Daniel Shaw. My name's Sean Heron, and I want to welcome you all to this show. All right, Aaron, what's up, man?
So I'm currently looking at pictures of serial killers. Someone mentioned something in the chat. I was trying to figure out who looks like what.
Okay.
All right. So, Sean, you look like the BFK murder or whatever that guy was.
Yeah, that's my dad.
That looks like you. Jeremy kind of looks like Ted. No, who was the guy who ate people?
Bundy? No, Dahmer.
Dahmer.
He actually lived not that far from here.
Jeremy's like, I had to find a new source of meat.
Daniel kind of looks like Ted Bundy.
The gentleman.
Yeah, and I kind of look like John Wayne Gacy, which is not a pretty thing.
The clown. That's great. That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad, Aaron, you seem a little bit more awake this night. Tonight.
Yeah, I took a nap. 2 today, actually.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's awesome. Daniel Shaw's with us. Daniel, welcome to the show. Before the show, you tried to get out of it, but we didn't let you.
Yeah. Stuck.
Yep. Daniel, people know you from what? Gunfighter Cast, Shot Tactics, like everything in the
Shot Strategies.
Shot Strategies. Sorry,
I totally should have left.
You know what? This is your fault. This is your fault because you didn't write it down for me.
No, I left a pretty good bio.
Where?
Where you said leave the bio.
No, all it said is I didn't copy and paste because you sent it to me on Facebook, and Facebook sucks.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's it. This is your fault. Gun Mag Warehouse.
Yep.
What else? What else am I missing? Twitch streamer.
Yeah, I'm not a very good one, but I'm a Twitch streamer. And, Gunfighter Cast, ShawStrategies.com, Gun Mag Warehouse, run marketing for them, slinging magazines. And, man, the whole country is buying magazines right now. It's crazy.
Oh, I bet. It's awesome, man. I love it. Well, welcome to the show. This is different. We don't do interviews here. We just shoot the We have Dear WLS coming up in just a minute. And, Jeremy, how are you?
You know.
Okay, good. Glad.
Yeah, good to hear.
That's wonderful. So glad that I asked.
So Jeremy, on that globe behind you, this is not ripping on you or anything, so don't feel like I'm going to attack you here.
Except it totally is because you started it like that.
This is the thing about globes, which suck. If you look at that globe, I'm sure Africa will be completely wrong. All the countries within there because they change like every 2 years.
Oh yeah, actually, so my wife just got this one.
Okay.
Because she was like, it's like we have like a study needs a globe, right? I'm like, actually, I wish you would have gotten this globe, and I showed her a globe that I wanted. That's like a $40 globe. And this one that I wanted was like a $400 globe. But it was more current. No, they're both the same level of current. Except the one that I wanted was its own stand, and the globe cracked in half, and you could get two different options: liquor or guns.
Okay,
why not both?
Well,
so you're going to end up with two globes in your office.
That's what I was like. We need two globes. I'm like, I want a globe of. I want a pre-World War I globe, and I want a modern globe. Like those are the two globes that I want. But one with whiskey, decanter, a couple glasses, and then the other one with just like. Locked and loaded.
That sounds pretty great. That's the only kind of Globetrotter Jeremy will ever be.
I've been to more countries than you have.
What? No, what? What countries have you been to?
A lot.
You've been to Africa.
Mexico, Canada.
I've been to Mexico.
The rains down there while I was there.
What's that?
Sean hates that song.
I love that song. I love that song.
I said I bless the rains down there.
Okay, so I've only been to Canada, which is like our neighbors here. I've been to Germany. I've been to Italy, and I've been to Amsterdam.
Okay, I'll put it this way, Sean. You said globetrotting. I've been farther from where I live than you have.
That is true. And on that note... You ever notice that I just start a path of thought and then instantly regret it and wish I could just go back 5 seconds?
It's called We Like Shooting.
Welcome to the show, guys.
6 years later, here we are.
With a globe or a map of Africa, they should just have that in like paint that with chalkboard paint.
Well, it's like, it's like, what the hell is that? There's a board game where the map literally changes as you play, so that you can actually draw on the map. It's a version of Risk.
Oh. Well, remember,
actually pretty cool.
Remember when I said that I wish that I didn't go down certain paths, and then immediately you guys went down the same path again? It was almost like it was meant to be. Anyway, talking about Swamp Fox Optics, first of all, we recently did a Blade prism scope review, and I actually really like it. I do have astigmatism, and I mean, just having an etched and illuminated reticle is definitely good for me in a pretty decent package. Eye relief is something that has that's different than a red dot. You can go watch the full review on our YouTube channel. And we're also doing a giveaway of a Blade optic and some WLS swag as well. And you can find that at welikeshooting.com/giveaways or giveaway. And also, if you want to buy any Swamp Fox optics, use coupon code WLSisLife, and that will save you 25% off your entire order. And Aaron? It's time for Would You Rather. So, Daniel, what he does here is he asks us, he gives us a choice, and then we have to pick one of the choices and tell everyone why.
But it's completely gun related, not like would I rather have like.
I didn't realize this was such highbrow, like high intellect show that we have at We Like Shooting.
Oh yeah,
we got music now and sophisticated questions like this.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what it is, but it's going to be good.
Yeah, totally. All right, Aaron, what do you have?
All right, today we have the Magnum Research Thunder Snub BFR 4570 or the Magnum Research BFR 4570.
The BFR, because that little thing.
Can you? I am going to back you up on this. The full size versus that snub nose, because I like my wrist.
Yeah, it seems awful to me personally. So this is the BFR that I have on screen now. I don't love the way it looks, but 4576 rounds of that, and then the little Thunder Snub is kind of like the same thing, but with a 2-inch barrel.
Yes,
like.
When you absolutely have to conceal your 4570 somehow.
Yeah. I don't want 4570 anything in the prison purse, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, it just seems awful. Daniel, what would you pick?
Well, the big one, of course.
Yeah.
Because size matters.
When you're shooting 45.
I have this memory. And I was at the Smith & Wesson launch event for the MP 2.0s came out, and they had just released the snub nose, like Smith & Wesson 500. And we got my camera guy over here, and I walk up and I start just filling. He gets shots of me filling the cylinder, and everybody's looking at me funny, like I'm crazy. I'm like, "What's going on? Am I not filling the cylinder correctly on this revolver?" And so I fill this thing up, and I shoot it once, and I instantly realized that they're looking at me because I'm the only person who filled this gun up with these incredibly painful. Like, dude, that first shot, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't stop shooting now because then I'm looking like a little."
Yep.
I have to shoot the rest of them, and I regretted it every single shot, man. It was rough.
I can imagine. Yeah, I would totally shoot this, but I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I'd put one round in like a normal woman. But yeah, Jeremy, what would you pick?
Mine doesn't exist.
Oh, cool. So now Jeremy's he's like, I would like a scrum-diddle.
Yeah, mine's a lever action rifle.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. I would take the Henry Big Boy X in 4570 government.
Now I have the Henry All Weather in 4570.
Oh no, the Big Boy X. That's the one you want.
What is that?
You haven't seen those?
Big Boy Axe?
X. Big Boy X. Loading gate on the side, threaded barrel.
Oh yeah. That's the one I want. You're right. You are 100% correct on that.
Yeah,
see, I knew I was
awesome.
right.
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
I'll take that.
I have a 45 Colt and a 357 one.
Oh, that looks.
Wait, do you have them suppressed in optics and like?
Yeah, they're both suppressed. Yeah.
Does that have a rail on top?
No, it doesn't have. Well, you can. It's a Henry. It's drilled and tapped.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, look at that. I want that.
Oh,
yeah. It's threaded for a suppressor. It's got pick rail here. That's M-lock on the front of the fore end. Yeah.
Oh, you can put a light on there.
I still want
a tactical lever action rifle.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
does Ranger Point make a?
They
brand
don't,
for that?
but I wish they did. They only do what is it?
Marlin?
Yeah.
Marlin.
But here, let's see. I'm looking for it right now. Where is it?
Well, maybe they will now.
That would be awesome because I do love their rail. Jeez. Okay, whatever. I give up. I can't find it. But yeah, they're awesome. Trust me. They're amazing. Has anyone shot a BFR? I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either.
I can safely say I have not.
What was
Considering I just heard of it for the first time right now,
No.
I'm going to go with no.
you ever heard of a BFR?
I mean, I know what a BFS is.
What's a
and
BFS?
A big effing screwdriver.
Oh,
And the BFR sounds like a.
I mean, you could just say
I have shot plenty of big rifles, right? Like just not. So I mean, I don't know.
I get it. Yeah, I'd shoot it.
I mean, I know what a BFG 9000 is.
What's
I
that?
have one of those.
A BFG 9000.
Yeah, you unlock it on like level 7.
Yeah,
And then
yeah. But you just save your plasma.
yeah, it's hard to get that stuff.
Yeah.
And Jeremy calls us nerds.
Right.
You're a nerd. You're the nerd.
Sorry, Doom's better than Star Wars.
What? No.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's got a great soundtrack.
That doesn't.
I mean, they made a Doom movie that sucked.
Oh,
Come on
God,
now.
it was so bad.
Nobody ever does the. Well, they tried.
They're all
social
I mean-
justice warrior.
It had
I mean,
the
it even
rock.
had the Rock in it. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm talking about the new movie that came out.
There's
Well,
a new
they've
Doom.
done the same bad movie. like
Doom
3 times.
Annihilation. Yeah.
Oh, is it with the girl and they're on like a
Yeah.
that one was
I've never seen
stupid too.
The only good part of that Doom movie with The Rock was that 5-minute segment where the dude's running around in first person.
Yeah, it goes
That was
into
it.
freaking mode.
That was the whole payoff. That was the whole movie.
That was it.
Everyone's
You waited
waiting
for
that. Yeah.
an
The
hour
coolest
and a
thing
half
about
of movie
Is
for
Doom
that
Guy
scene.
himself, but
Yeah.
they never include Doom Guy himself.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's like Space Marines. No, Doom Guy. I want fucking Doom Guy.
Nobody cares about anything but Doom Guy.
Right. Remember the movie? There was a movie from the first person point of view about a guy who.
Cloverfield.
No.
Oh,
Keep naming names.
no, I know the.
Freddy,
Freddy got fingered in his
action,
butthole.
fast action.
Oh yeah.
What the is the name of that movie?
Hardcore.
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Hardcore Henry. So Hardcore Henry, I want that, but Doom. Like, how sweet would that be?
Dude, you should watch that movie on on a VR system.
Oh yeah,
That would actually be awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, Netflix. You can watch Netflix on your VR. So
Yeah.
can you imagine watching if it's on Netflix?
That would actually be so cool. That would be awesome. All right, moving on.
very hardcore.
So Nick posted a picture on Instagram of his new Black Rhino concealment holster with the strap and everything. What people didn't know is that there was like a huge bulge in his pants, but like only one dude noticed. It was pretty awkward. Did you notice, Aaron?
Only because he pointed out how he made the big bulge.
Yeah. It was crazy.
So yeah, I mean, so I did notice, but only after he showed us because he was asking us questions how to make the big bulge.
Yeah. And we were like,
Use
we
a
don't
personal
know.
massager.
He actually used a squirt gun, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was like, why do you have that? But whatever. I think someone sent it to the studio
Good
at one
question.
point. Yeah. So anyway, that's the Black Rhino Concealment Scabbard TCS. He has the low ride UBL, and I don't remember which connector he has, but also the strap, the nuts strap. And he really loves it, man. I think I went over there last night and he was wearing it. So it was the only thing he was wearing. I immediately left, but it was weird for everybody, including me. So go check out Black Rhino Concealment. They can print anything you want, especially WLS logos and stuff on your holsters for a very small fee. And the coupon code is WLSMOFO, saves you 10% all day, every day. And it's time to answer some questions.
Burn when you pee? Unsure about your relationship? Why can't you use 45 and a 9mm? Get your questions answered on #DearWLS. Visit WeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS to submit your question.
All right, it's time for questions. First question.
Whoa, time out. Can we add a new segment to We Like Shooting?
Yes.
we had a big customer service issue because so many orders. So I took over customer service and I started reading all these questions and answering them. And I love and appreciate all of our customers, but sometimes the general public asks a question that makes me think, man, I really should make this guy an offer for his guns because I'm not sure he should have one. So if I could send you one question, like just anonymous, not with a name or anything else like that, and you guys answer the Gun Mag Warehouse customer service request of the day, that might be a fun segment.
Oh, it's done. You send it.
We need to work that out.
We make it happen.
Make that happen.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, not at all.
You're about to talk about your tomato water.
I'm taking a note. Gun Mag Warehouse customer service. We are now Gun Mag Warehouse customer service. Got it. Okay. So anyway, someone asked what I was drinking, and it is the Bud Light Chelada, which is beer with Clamato juice.
Were they all out of actual drinks at the store that you bought that from?
Okay, so funny story. I'd just gone to the range, and we were at the range filming for like 7 hours, and it was hot as hell, and I was sunburnt, and we stopped to get some waters at a convenience store, and right inside the front doors, they had these big just tubs, bins of like that really tiny little ice with just a bunch of these just sitting in the ice, just taunting and enticing you. So I bought like 5. But yeah, that was one of the times recently that I remember advertising really worked on me.
Did you have like instant regret afterwards?
No, I went back to the office, and as I was uploading videos, I drank one, and it was like the best thing ever. It's not as good right now because I'm not hot and I don't have sunstroke, but
I don't think clam juice, like drinking a clam, would ever be a good thing.
These are really good. I don't know. I've never had Clamato by itself, but I like it in beer. Whatever.
I mean, you know what a clam looks like, right?
Yeah.
So it's like someone spitting your beer and like it's like a big loogie, and you're like, oh yeah, this looks like a great. Let's drink this. It's like the first guy who ate an egg. You know, that looked like it came out near its hole. Let's cook that up and eat it. You're like, let's look at someone just took it. Like that's not. Let's drink it.
No. The egg thing, lots of animals eat eggs. Some animals eat exclusively other creatures' eggs. So cracking an egg open and drinking the inside, that's a very normal thing. Human beings have been doing that since we were animals.
Farto Forge said he's had chlamydia, just not Clamato. First question from Hound Dog. Great cult leaders I've taken to hunting with an Alps mountaineering EPS Travers pack. Travelers, I think.
No, it's Travers.
Okay, Travers pack. And carry my rifle in this.
Traverse.
It's really neither word because they're both spelled wrong either way. I carry my rifle in the Scarborough pocket thing. I carry my pistol in a generic holster on the waistband of the pack. I use this for shooting at game quickly that I may kick up while walking in and out of the field. Lately, I've been considering getting a rifle caliber pistol like one of those Remington 700s or an AR and 300 Blackout with subsonic would be nice. My question is, can you recommend a holster that would go on the waistband of the pack? A sling system really would not work well with trying to draw while the pack is on and getting the pack on and off. I've seen a few Kydex holsters, but wondering if they really work. Hashtag SSB, hashtag WLS Life, hashtag Gun Cult. From Hound Dog. Yeah, sorry. So, bless you.
Yeah.
Remington 700 or an AR and 300, like a Kydex holster? No.
Just get a BFR chest rig and you'll be set. Snub nose if you're brave enough.
Gunfighters Inc. has pretty good chest rigs, chest holsters, but I don't think they make them for like AR pistols. Or Daniel, you aware of anything?
I am not. It's kind of a little bit out of my world outside of the chest mounted things for get a 10 millimeter handgun.
Something like that, yeah.
Easy.
I mean, Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, like a 10 mil with like a Recover Tactical setup.
I think Hill People Gear has a pretty cool setup too. There's a few people make a pretty good chest mounted.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be almost like a chest rig setup that you could figure out to make, or somebody does make that would hook to like a pick rail or something with a quick detach. Like it's got to be out there, right?
If you wanted to make something, you could use something like the Safari Lane quick attach system or the G-Code ALS system. Mm-hmm. Just attach that to your belt somehow, and then you can just make your own Kydex or have somebody else custom make something and attach that RTS mail in to your Kydex holster.
Or get a giant rare earth magnet and just stick it on your chest.
You'd have to stick the barrel to it, though.
Or any part of the rifle that has a metal in it. You just
the bolt,
right there.
The barrel.
Yeah.
Just you can't be like you with a pacemaker, right?
Right.
Couldn't work out.
I'll be like Iron Man. Great. Now I have diabetes and a pacemaker.
I mean, you look it.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Moving on to the next question. Aaron, go ahead and read it. I've got it up on screen.
okay. It says, what's your opinion on this? It's a photo of a gentleman with a holster, and he's also carrying what looks to be 2 water guns, and there's a small child in the background. Triple strapped.
So I think, yeah, this is from McLean H. And I think that what he's trying to say is like having the real gun right next to the squirt guns. Like, what do you think of this? And Daniel, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I have a lot of questions, right now. But from a guy who's done force on force for many years, training with ammunitions and things like that, and also see what people do with non-lethal and lethal on their same belt and same side, and why there's so many policies against that, this is pretty dang scary. Especially if he's like playing squirt gun with the kids and drawing from whatever his Mexican carry style holster or whatever he's got going on.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, Aaron, what are your thoughts?
Who's taking the picture?
I mean, probably the mother.
Isn't that always the question for the Instagram girls?
Yeah,
Right? Like, who is taking this picture?
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like, how,
boyfriend, girlfriend? What is it?
what is it? I want to know. I want to see the whole
A child?
I usually see the child in the background playing with toys. I don't understand that one either.
but Aaron, what do you think? I mean, like having lethal next to non-lethal. Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, to be fair,
Are we calling squirt guns non-lethal now?
Yes. Well, they're filled with cyanide, so.
I mean, if you were to look at my desk right now, I've got a mixture of everything going on, and as long as I don't know, I haven't shot any of my kids yet. I mean, he's a man; it's his property.
So, I have a paintball gun right here, a Walther P99.
Did you just look at the barrel?
Yeah.
Just make sure it was the paintball gun.
No, I looked. It was just the angle I pointed directly at my face. But yeah,
we like
And I've got this gun right here, my pen gun.
this one I'm not going to look at because I know this one is a real one. However, unloaded. But yeah, so here's my thought on this, and it kind of goes back to like I've heard some people, and anyone can jump in here, but I've heard some people talk about like shooting competition will get you killed in the streets because you're going after different things and you're doing things differently, and then when you do force on force, you get those same bad habits, or like I've heard that kind of stuff a lot. But generally, I'm like an adult that can make pretty competent decisions, can kind of have cognizance of what's going on. Now,
Dude, you bought Clamido beer. You cannot say you make good decisions.
I didn't say me. I'm speaking metaphorically here. No, but like an adult.
In this case, I would make that good, sound, cognitive decision before I put my squirt guns in my belt right next to my real gun.
Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't do this, but at the same time, I'm like, people can, I mean, if he can make that choice. But then again, we're going to read about it.
I also wouldn't be open carrying.
Yeah, same.
Unless I was somewhere where I just couldn't carry concealed, but I could carry open. And then if I didn't choose to blatantly break the law like I normally do anyway, I would possibly open carry.
Is that a knife in his pocket as well?
Probably.
A clip of it. See, that's what bothers me is he's got the knife and the gun on the same side. To me, that's a no-no.
Yeah, Jeremy, what are your thoughts here?
My knife and gun are on the same side.
See, but if you incapacitate that arm, then you're going to have to reach over across from you to grab either or. If you're physically in an altercation and you're trying to hold your gun down while someone's trying to pull it out, you won't have access to that knife on the same side. If you'll have
that means they're close enough I can grab them, right?
And they can grab you. I mean, say the guy's
open a box.
Say the guy's the same size as you, Jeremy, or bigger.
That's not probable.
but your brother's the same size as you.
Yeah, and I don't doubt I'm going to be in a wrestling match with a gun with my brother.
But that's not. But my point is,
I'm bigger than. Okay, I'm in the upper 2 percentile of the world. The odds of me getting into a fight with somebody my size that I cannot physically manhandle is slim to none.
All right, so you guys realize that what you're arguing about right now is the dumbest thing possible. Instead of actually talking about the thing that's actually important.
I wasn't trying to get into that. I don't care if he shoots his own kid. It's not my problem.
This guy's carrying the way he's carrying all three of these guns right now. He definitely has a fixed blade carried center line right now.
Oh, guaranteed. That's so guaranteed. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would not make this choice. I don't care if he does. But then again, if we read about it in the news that, trying to.
I think it looks like a chick.
I'm also not an internet RSO, so if I came across this on Instagram or Facebook, I'm not commenting.
Yeah.
Look like it got hips.
I'm
That's
just scrolling.
Is that not a chick?
I have no idea.
I don't
There's
know.
hips.
I don't know. Jeremy.
Well, you know what? Why don't you go hit Instagram and see if you can find that person and see what their posts are,
Yeah. But
and then you'll know.
Anyway,
Literally right there.
I think I'm just guessing as to what it actually was. Jeremy, why don't you take the next question?
Well, you know what though? Look, also if you look, there's a small child on this person's back, so they have a carrier carrying a child.
How do you know it's not a machine gun?
Because it's a leg.
Oh.
It is a chick.
Okay.
Your machine gun doesn't have legs?
Is she hot?
She doesn't wear a bra.
I can't
see it.
How have you ascertained that?
Dude, he was able to,
No, there's no bra there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another picture.
All right, it's called Instagram, and on that picture that we showed in the whatever the it's called, show notes, it's literally right there. Her
Can
Instagram,
I also say that looks really comfortable, and that was probably just a photo op? Like, those guns would literally take 3 steps, and they'd probably fall right out.
Right. Yes.
Get holsters on those. All right. Jeremy, take the next question. John O.R.
John O.R. Recently, I was speaking with an old Army vet. This ought to be fun. He told me that his gun collection took 2 lifetimes to acquire. I asked him what he meant. Apparently, when he got divorced years ago, he sold all his guns so that she couldn't get them. Turned out she didn't care and never even wanted them, so he had to build his collection again. That made me think, what do people go through with divorces when it comes to guns? I have a story. I bought my friend's entire collection for $5.
Did you sell it back to him when he was after
He saw the writing on the wall. So he sold me all his guns for $5, and then after the divorce, I sold them back to him for $5.
No, knowing you sold them back for like $5,000 because you're a dead.
You probably sold them back for 10 because you want to be able to be like, I doubled my money.
Can Jeremy not hear me?
Oh, you guys blanked out.
Oh.
The volume control that's on my thing got like hit between my leg and the chair, and it was like, I was like, what the f-? I can't hear anybody.
I said that we know you sold it back to him for like $5,000.
No, it's like $5.
You're like, I got to make money. Well, so when I got a divorce, this was a concern that I had, and I thought about it, and it turned out she didn't really care about anything, and I kept all my stuff. But the best part is like most of the stuff belongs to the company, so it like wasn't really a big deal there, and I only owned a few myself.
This is why it's important to lie about what you spend on firearms.
That is true.
My practice wife didn't care. She just wanted like the dishes and cooking stuff, and me to take all the bills.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you're like, what am I going to do with that stuff?
I wasn't paying them before.
Right. I'll take them and just claim bankruptcy. Good job. Yeah.
Aaron, what do you think?
I know my wife would not want anything to do with those things. So
No, but they're worth a lot of money, so that's where more of it comes from. You know how many times you have people come to the store selling for like that reason?
Yeah, I believe it.
Some dumb.
How do I get on the list?
Like, how do you get on the list? Yeah, we'll own a gun
It's
store.
like, hey, you're going to get if you're getting divorced, submit pictures and what you have
of his wife or of the guns.
Take care of that. Both.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to know what you're getting.
You know,
into.
I just saw your wife in the chat, so just be aware.
I saw her in there too.
Ethan says my ex left her gun with me. Bullets first. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's that. Daniel, you want to take
Technically,
the?
yes. If the trust owned the guns, it probably would.
Yeah. Daniel, why don't you take the next one from Alexander the Grape?
This is over here in the show notes that I should be following along with, huh?
Oh no.
Solitary confinement, death penalty, or exile. Which one do I want?
Yeah. Yeah. All of us. What
Is this like Mary Kill?
Yeah, basically solitary confinement, death penalty, or exile.
I have some. I can't just answer that straight out. Like, what do I have in exile? Where am I being exiled to? Am I in solitary confinement with books and the internet?
Detroit.
Right? Ooh.
I don't know. It's like purge every day down there. It could be fun.
I'm going to go exile and roll the dice and see where I get to go.
Yeah. I think I would go exile too. Like solitary confinement would suck because I don't like myself very much. Death penalty, that's awful. But yeah, I would exile myself. Jeremy?
So solitary confinement, death penalty, and exile.
He wants all
right?
three.
That's what we're doing, right?
You want all three? Okay, that makes sense.
But in that order. Actually, death penalty first.
I think he was picking them for us.
Yeah, for you guys.
Oh, okay.
So death penalty, solitary confinement, exile.
Hey,
Okay.
thanks for giving me exile. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the death penalty. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
The diabetes is your death penalty.
Obviously, we're all going to pick exile, right? Like you might get to go somewhere cool.
Coming sooner for you anyway.
I don't. All right. So if there's like, if I could just sit down and play Xbox and have like decent food and not have to deal with people, I'd pick solitary confinement.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Can you imagine being stuck with you?
it's solitary. You wouldn't be stuck with anybody.
FTF says, so I got my Diamondback 3-9x40 scope on my 6.5 Creedmoor. My wife mentioned she wants to get into bird watching, so I'm going to use this as an excuse to get a nice set of binoculars that we can share. I think I'd like to stick with Vortex, but what are y'all's opinions on binos for gassing while hunting?
Funny story about bird watching. There was a pied-billed grebe on my pond yesterday.
I saw you
kill
post
it?
that shit on Facebook, and I was like, what?
I saw this little bird acting weird on my pond. And I thought it was a muskrat. I was going to go shoot it. Because all I saw was like this little thing, and then it went under the water, and I'm like, that's a fucking muskrat. I thought it was a muskrat's head, and then it saw me and went under the water. So I go get my 22-250, and I'm sitting there with the door opened up a little bit with the barrel sticking out of it, waiting for this goofy little fucking bird. And I scoped it in, or I was waiting for it to pop up, and here this thing pops up out of the water, and I scope it in. I'm like, that's a fucking bird. And it turns out it's a diving duck that eats fish. And I was like, you almost died.
Man, it's really choking that down.
Yeah, that reminds me of Aaron.
Okay. That'll do. They're actually kind of cute, but I'm glad you didn't have to take it out.
Yeah, I was like, that muskrat, and I was like, oh, it's just a goofy little bird. And I never heard of that bird before, and I'm like, I've never seen one of you.
How did you figure out that that's what it was?
I thought the way you named it what it was just in, I thought maybe like you knew what birds were called because you just.
Well, no, I knew. I found out what
wow,
that bird was called.
This guy does read all those books behind him.
Yeah.
He knows these things.
Well, a lot of those are movies.
Yeah,
these are movies.
horns.
It's a movie case.
These are movies. There's books.
But there's documentaries in there.
Well, there's books here. These are board
Is that a bunch of lotions back there?
All my books are over here. USMC, Tools of Titans, Gun Digest from like 1950 something, the Marvel Encyclopedia, like that. I have like 4 really big books about guns.
So Jeremy's not a bird watcher. That's good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No, I thought it was a fucking muskrat.
binoculars. I forgot what we were
binos
talking
are
about.
cool, good, handy. Yeah, sure. Buy binos. F off. Next question.
I don't have any recommendations. I have some ones. Anyone have good recs?
22-250.
If I was going to buy some binos, I would get what are those marine style, as in like water, not military. They have good coatings on there. They're really well sealed up. That would be the route I take. Look for a company that makes them.
Daniel, any bino recommendations?
Yes, I want to look up a model.
See, I would recommend a monocular that is attached to a rifle.
Maybe an ATN so you can use it at night.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
It depends on what we're doing. Like if it's something you're going to leave in your truck and eat around a little bit, don't spend a lot of money. But I want to say Leopold, there's ones we had in the Marine Corps that were like the newer ones, waterproof, just sealed, like great glass, could see forever. Just great for observation. A little bit on the pricey range, around $1,200. But there's some good stuff from Vortex. And, yeah, if you want like an everyday carry thing, like easy to get, like a little monocular or something, good choice.
I swear to God, binoculars never work for me. Like I don't know what it is, but like every time I try to use binoculars, like it f***s with my head.
They don't work too bad for me. I mean, you have to adjust them usually, but
Yeah, there's There's like 4 things that move around that you need.
Yeah, you got to like set the distance, then the thing on the top, and then the things on the lenses.
Yeah, I don't know. I can never really get them to work that great.
Drew R said he thinks Kleckner said Cabela's brand name binocs weren't bad. Yeah, I don't really know. I have like a crappy pair, but I don't ever use them. Let's see. Aaron, why don't you take the next one?
From Luis?
Yeah.
Luis asks, "Hey guys, what's up, guys?" Is that too racist?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. So I got a hold. I get a hold every time I get a new gun. The lady
a hold. Yeah, he gets delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, a hold. Okay, that makes more sense. The lady at the gun shop told me that it would be easier if I got a UPIN, but since she was a little bit busy, didn't give me any more info on it. Have you guys heard about this? Second question. Well, let's start with the first question. The UPI is a unique PIN number.
Yeah.
Or user PIN number. Unique, I think.
Unique personal identification number.
Correct.
And people who get holds a lot will go out and get these so that they can actually, on your 4470, there's a place where you can actually put that right there.
Yeah, that one thing with that, everybody goes, if you don't know what this is, you don't have it, leave it blank.
Yep. I've never actually had anyone do one.
That's accurate.
I've never had anybody come through with one in 8 years of business.
So, second question.
Well, hold on. First off, like if you're constantly getting held up, like it might not be a bad idea depending on what kind of. I mean, they're taking all your information anyway. And
what state?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because okay, I'm in Ohio. If you go get a CCW, you don't have to get a background check ran anyways. Poof, you don't get delayed. No point in getting a UPIN. And a UPIN can take upwards of 9 months to get.
It's like TSA pre.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, it's just he can go for it and then still buy guns. It's just, in 9 months, he won't have to deal with the having those holds.
I mean, it's true. And I know a guy. The guy was real open and honest about it. He's actually a kid I went to high school. His uncle. He walks in and he goes, I caught a felony 20 years ago. And we're like, okay, so. And he goes, and he pulls court documents out of a folder and he goes, I got my rights restored. And he showed me the court documents and I'm reading through them and I'm like, yep, these are court documents, rights restored, da 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 da. And he goes, I would like to buy a gun. And I'm like, you might want to wait. I go, when did this happen? He goes, last week. I'm like, you might want to wait a bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guarantee you're going to get denied. I guarantee you're going to get denied. Huh?
I'm interested. I want to know how it works out. If you do it, get the UPI, whatever it is, get that thing, and then catalog everything you had to go with it, and then write it in a little article, and I'll buy it from you and run it on the mag life.
So here's a fun thing. So we tried to sell him a gun, and this is over a 6-8 month period. And a nice guy came in, shot. We tried to sell him a gun. He actually took my CCW class last month, and he came in. He tried to buy a gun, got denied, but went to the sheriff's office. And in Ohio, when you get a CCW, they also run a NICS check as part of that, and he got his CCW. So now he can buy a gun without getting a background check because he passed at the sheriff's office, but he failed when I tried to sell him a gun with the NICS. So now he's like, I'll be coming back up for that gun as soon as I get my CCW in hand.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it all depends on when did that county update the system to the federal government.
Correct. Which God knows when that's going to be. What was the next part of the question?
Second part of the question. If you buy a gun online and have it sent to an FFL in your town, do you have to ask the FFL holder permission first? You don't have to, but it's probably a good idea just so they know it's coming in.
There are some FFLs that will, if they did not know a gun was coming, they will not put in their A&D book and they will return to sender immediately.
Really?
Wait, say that again? Start over.
So there are some FFLs that if they did not know a gun was coming and it came, when they don't have tracking on it, they don't know that they were never contacted that there's a gun coming, that they will send that gun back right away and they will not put it in their A&D book.
Really?
Or they'll refuse it.
Really?
Awesome. That's weird because at a lot of places like Brownells and all these places, like I'm one of the preferred dealers or whatever, And I get stuff in pretty often that I have no idea what it is and just have to.
Yeah, I get guns. I had 5 guns show up today, and I was just like, oh, well, they better hope they put their name in here.
Exactly. But
Like, if you don't put your, like, I don't care. No, I like money. See, I like
There's
money.
a lot of stores like, see, that's a funny thing where everybody's like all pissed off, like, oh, these online sellers are taking all of our money. Like, you can make the same amount in your margins from buying a gun and using up your money to buy those guns and put them in inventory than you can just being the guy for transfers. Send your guns to me. I will transfer them to you. $25, $30, whatever it is you charge. Like, you can make pretty decent money on that if you become that guy.
I tried to become that guy. Didn't have. And I was one of the cheap. Well, there's a lot of kitchen FFLs around me that'll do for like $5-10 just to make their books look good, because they have them for personal use. And then they're like, no, see, I'm in the business.
I get to go to SHOT Show.
And Louis throws out the hashtags. I hate my wife because she never gets a hold.
that's weird.
Yeah, I hate your wife for that. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
My wife knows a guy.
Oh, wow. You should tell her to stop talking to him.
Let's take
I'm sure she would.
Daniel. Why don't you take the next one? This will be our last question.
Is this Jono?
Yeah.
All right. About a year ago, Jeremy said there was a duty at some point to just not follow laws that are unconstitutional. Sean agreed, and I'm sure a lot of other people did, including myself. What Jeremy said is incredibly profound. Wow. I was wondering if you guys could break it down and really have a cerebral discussion on his statement and possibly outcomes and importance of it. Thanks, y'all.
So, Jeremy, property.
No,
not that conversation.
All right. So I guess let's see. Yeah, duty at some point to not follow laws. Could break it down. Possible outcomes and importance. Daniel, why don't you start us off? Like, what are your thoughts on that statement and then outcomes and importance?
Well, I don't really know the whole context here of what that was said there, so I have to kind of add my own context. There's times where we don't follow laws, period. Right? I'm driving a car down the road. On my side of the road, I'm left of the white line and right of yellow line, and I'm doing everything great. There's a car coming this direction. A bus comes in here. It's full of nuns, right? And then
are they hot?
No, and but still, they're nuns, right? I can either swerve off the road or I can go into the other lane and break the law and go left of center. The competition of harms here, it does more harm for me to continue to follow the law than it does for me to not follow the law. So I need to break the law right then because it does less harm by breaking the law. So that is a perfect example of when it's totally okay to break a law. And not all laws that we have are constitutional.
Okay, to be fair, and this is just for semantics' sake, you're not breaking a law. You're making a civil infraction, which is different.
Okay.
So civil infractions are different than breaking laws. Civil disobedience is basically a civil infraction. It's against the rules, but it's an infraction. It's not really breaking the law.
Okay, so let's say
I'm breaking a statute.
Yes,
but where do we have these laws written? Right, so that's still I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing.
Right, and I'm just being semantics on you.
But I can use the same thing, right? I believe it's my constitutional right to be able to protect myself and my family. I say it's not my constitutional right; it is my God-given right. The Constitution just says the government can't question that.
Mm-hmm.
So I carry a gun with me. Like I live in a new state right now, and I can't, because of COVID, go get my vehicle registered in Texas and then get a driver's license in Texas and then go get my concealed carry permit in Texas because of I've got to have all three of those things in place before I can even go do my concealed carry thing. I am not going to stop carrying guns. Like, it's not going to happen. So, and I will say on the internet right now that I am going to carry a gun because it's my duty. It's what I have to do.
Because people be crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's
hornets too.
And here's the thing, but you have weighed the repercussions of your choice. Like, generally what they are, that you break a law, and but it's kind of like rather be judged by 6 or 12 than carried by 6. Yeah, it's kind of like
those guys are dancing.
I've also made the decision when my gun's going to come out. I've made the decision how it would be used. Like, this gun is if my gun is covered on me, it's because I needed to use my gun and I had no other option, or I was involved in a medical emergency where I'm the victim.
Yeah,
so one of those two things are going to happen.
Totally. And I mean, we all break laws or civil infractions kind of all the time, probably. But I think what this conversation probably was unconstitutional gun laws or gun laws that we thought were unconstitutional. Just like
they're all unconstitutional. Question is, you willing to die on that hill? And at some point, you have to be willing to die on that hill. Hopefully not literally, but possibly literally. If tomorrow a law was passed that said you are, religion's abolished. I'm wrong. I'm not religious. It wouldn't bother me in one iota, but it would bother me, but it wouldn't affect me. That you kick off the boogaloo for that kind of because that's an unconstitutional law, and not following it is going to be bloody.
Would you fight in those crusades, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah, I would. I'm not even Christian. I don't consider myself Christian, and that's a crusade I would fight in because I believe, look, if you want to believe in a sky daddy, knock yourself out. I don't fucking care. Guns, pick any amendment to the Constitution. And even if I don't agree with that amendment, but, if tomorrow all guns are outlawed, turn them in. No, I will hand you them one bullet at a time.
Yeah. Well, just think about like the dude in Kansas. Suppressors weren't illegal by Kansas law. He bought one just basically off the shelf at a surplus store and got in with the federal government because he didn't follow the process and pay his tax and all that good stuff. And now, eventually the Supreme Court probably, if not already, I don't remember the outcome of that. But his freedom is seriously impeded. There's possibility of jail time and huge fines. 10 years, $250,000 are the max penalties for that.
Plus,
I don't even believe there should be such thing as federal law, and we've gone over that.
No, I know, but so clearly he made a choice.
But here's the thing: the one part that the federal government uses to make all these regulations is the regulation of interstate commerce. That's the basis for all the that the federal government tries to do. If the can is being made here and sold here, they're then allowed to regulate its commerce, and thus you have tax stamps and blah 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 blah. Yeah,
Jeremy's like, I'm just a traveler.
The other half is violence.
I'm just a traveler.
So yeah, I wonder.
Sovereign citizen.
I wonder if you ask that guy from Kansas. I wonder if you ask him if it was worth it at this point, what he would say. Because
we don't know, because at the end it might be a huge blow to the NFA at some point, but we don't know. But you need people that are willing to risk their freedom, risk all of it, risk everything to try to get some semblance of what our country was meant to be back.
Yeah.
And it's going to take, unfortunately, at some point, that is going to take lives.
We're seeing unconstitutional things every day.
Oh, constantly.
Constantly. With the COVID thing going on right now. We are in clear violation of the 14th Amendment. Every single state, every city that is telling people that they can't work, that they can't do things. They have limited their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And they do it all the time, all day, and they did it in such a way that they made a large part of our society agree with it and be snitches for people who are opening and doing things. And those little for the best way I can explain them, are the same people that were calling or notifying Nazis of Jews.
Where the Jews are.
It's the same type of person. It's the same type of mentality. It's the same attitude. And I don't like all the term sheep. It's overused and bootlicker and all that stuff. But it's the same mentality, the same weak individual that doesn't realize that they have surrendered something that they're not going to get back. We are not going to get 100% of what we had as far as liberty back after this. Because they've just given it up.
I tell people all the time, and I'm yelling at people on Facebook and like that every time. They're like, they need to open they don't need to do open up. If everybody opened up, there's not enough fucking cops. B, they can't arrest us all. C, I'm not going to say it because Sean was warning me about inciting violence, but things and stuff that could also go beyond that. In theory. But
in Minecraft,
in Minecraft or whatever. But eventually, just if you have a business, open your fucking business, start doing business. Tell everybody you're doing business. Encourage other people to do business. They don't have power over us. They don't have any power that we don't give them. It's the beauty of America. It's the only country in the world where government is our employees, not our leaders. And people fucking forget that. Just open up, live your life, do your business. Anybody tells you to otherwise, tell them to off. Fight them in the law first, and if that doesn't work, fight them.
Aaron?
Well, I'm fixated on what Daniel said about we lost liberties that we won't get back. And I'm curious, what do you think we're not going to get back that we've lost?
I don't know, but I know every time that federal and state government has asserted more power than they should have, all throughout history, they don't give that up. When the when states give power to the federal government doesn't give that back. When states are taking more power and the people allow them more power, they don't give those up easily. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but I know that they are making people buy things and wear things. They're making people shut down things. They're making people not go to certain places. There are some people that are more equal than others right now. They're like, where I live, Flower Mound, Texas, there's like 3 grocery stores. All right. There's Walmart, Kroger, and something else. Like those are open. Those are essential. Those are the thriving mecca for COVID right now, right? Like everybody goes there. They don't spread their stuff to other places. They're crowded in these places right now, but everything else is closed, right? Because you can't do it. So these big, huge companies, we can't afford to have them not making money, and liquor stores and liquor tax and everything else. So there's so much corruption happening right now, the way this whole thing is done, and they're completely getting away with it. And there's a lot of precedents being set right now for a lesser event.
To me, okay, so on those lines is the way I'm looking at it is I think we'll get all of our rights back eventually, but the government now sees
to get all of our rights back, we'll take a civil war that we win.
Okay, hold on, let Aaron finish.
We'll get all of our rights back that were taken away during this whole COVID thing. However, the government now sees how easy it is to take our rights away when the next big thing happens. So, or next manufactured big thing happens.
Yeah, I was like
maybe. Like murder hornets, like, oh my God, everyone's staying inside, just murder hornets outside. We're closing everything down, and people will be like, okay, well, our masks help us, but I think that's what we're seeing is the government now says, okay, this was pretty easy. People, most people, there were a few fringe people. Now we know who they are too. So,
well, Aaron, I mean, you mentioned you think we'll get our rights back. What rights do you think have been taken away?
I think, now here in Michigan, we still have the right to assemble. We still have the, as you can see by the protests that have been going on here. We were denied permission to do certain things, which I thought was stupid. We weren't allowed to vote. We weren't allowed to, gather in groups of larger than 10 people. For any, those were ticketable offenses. And I think that was pretty stupid, but people abided by it. But they closed down almost everything here: restaurants, stores, vape shops, which pissed me off because I had to order my vape juice from like other states that were, things like that. It was just we lost those rights. We're going to get them back because the commerce needs to move on. And that's mostly where I saw a lot of the issues were with commerce.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things that I think that we have lost permanently is just the freedom to be near things. Like I think that we're going to see a lot of repercussions on restaurants, and they're going to want more room between tables, therefore less tables, therefore less revenue, therefore restaurants go out of business there. But that hurts. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that hurts the states when they have stuff like that because they lose tax base. It does. Yeah. It does. But at what point do they even care about that? Like they care about power and authority as much as they do tax dollars, if at best. But what about these blue squares that are 6 feet apart from everything? Do we think that goes away soon, or do we think that it's just part of our new normal? And I think that it's those little petty ass little things that I think we've lost for good. But
I appreciate those squares because I hate when people are standing too close to me in line when I'm shopping.
Over it.
I'm like, I like personal space. I have a personal bubble.
You do.
Stand on my bubble.
We know that.
And one of the things I noticed that was kind of funny was I was actually at a store and they put up all these plastic guards around the cashiers now. Yeah. And I asked the cashier, "Is this going to go away after this thing, or are they going to stay up?" And they're like, "I don't know. It kind of sucks because I can't grab stuff like I want to." But she's like, "I understand why it's here, but I just lean across around it to get to the stuff I need to get to."
Yeah,
and they finally did open the vape stores here, and I was in one the other day. And the girl who had this mask on, her mask kept falling off, so she's like constantly touching and putting it back on. I'm like, you're not really – it's not even serving a purpose at this point.
The lady at Starbucks that handed me my coffee this morning was wearing a crocheted mask.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
No way she's getting it.
No.
You said something a second ago, Aaron. You said about the government now knows how we can be easily manipulated and controlled in an emergency or a semi-safety situation. Which is that's very true. I totally agree. There's a conditioning effect that has been happening here. Like
since the 20s
are being conditioned right now. There's an us against them mentality being perpetuated by the government, by the federal government, by every news media. Saying, I saw something yesterday about one of the news agencies put out that the enemy doesn't care about you. They're a very selfish, horrible people. And you can recognize them because they're the ones not wearing masks. So it's created this us versus them. Like they're painting what they've been doing to us gun owners for a long time. That we are the bad guys. We're the horrible people. We don't care about anything. We don't care about those kids dying in a school when an active shooter happens because we're not going to give up our guns. We're going to cling to them from our cold dead hands and all that good stuff. And they've been doing that same thing. Now other people that are reasonable people that just aren't buying into we need to shut everything down and starve to death. They're being painted as the evil people. So you take that to the next situation, whether it's bigger or lesser. They're very easily manipulated, and they're going to be easy manipulated next time. Which is why I think now they figured out that things are not as bad as they initially anticipated, and the same people that produced the first models are now producing models that are not even remotely close to those first models that we did all this stuff off of to begin with. And they're ignoring those. And I think part of it's ego saying, hey, we were off a little bit. We're sorry. Let's get back to what we're doing. I think we're going to be all right. But the other part is, no, we cannot show them that we were wrong. We're going to show them that we saved them, and they must listen to us again in the future.
Well, that goes
all die.
That goes right in line with with government trying to remain relevant in an era when. And my uncle, who I love to death, but he's a pretty passionate, crazy kind of guy. He freaks out about representative democracy a lot because he goes a lot of them can vote from their computers at home. Why the can't we? And he wants a direct democracy, which is a route to think about. It's a conversation to have. But he's like, what the do I need a representative for when I can vote for myself? Everybody's got the internet. Everybody has access to it.
Well,
everybody can vote on a bill.
Like Bill Gates's digital ID. And now you're giving up. Then you're getting into like Bill Gates's digital ID.
I mean, it's a conversation to have.
Incredibly scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No.
But, not just that. The COVID tracking that Google and Apple were talking about, that they've walked back a little bit now, where you actually. It tracks like metadata, and then when somebody gets COVID, they go report that they have COVID, and it looks through all the markers of all the phones that they have come within a certain radius of, and then they will send you a text message telling you that someone you were near on this day came down with
you
COVID.
Don't have that. You are dangerous, selfish, and a horrible person, and they should report you to Big Brother.
So here's the thing is I've always been like, yeah, Google has my info, whatever. Like I have Google Home and all that stuff. Literally, I disabled my location that day, and I've never re-enabled it because I was like, nope, not going to do it. And of course,
listening devices are not allowed in my house.
Yeah, I mean, like historically, I've been down with kind of new tech, and I understood the risks and the things there. But reading that, I was like, holy, that's kind of crazy because they're sending a text today, but like tomorrow, they've got the COVID squads walking around or driving around picking people up so that they can be put under forced quarantine. And I don't think that that's going way, way, way out of the realms of what's possible. I really, truly think in the name of public safety, because everything else that we've done, shutting down the economy and all this, I mean, it's been done in the name of public safety. So why not that?
My point wasn't direct democracy before. The point is government relevancy. They have to pass laws. Otherwise, what do we need them for? You know, I always say, like, people are like, we have to do something. And I'm like, no, you don't have to do anything. It was a fluke that happened. And you can, like, leave it be and you don't have to do something. I hate we have to do something. No, because you're not relevant and you want to remain relevant. We have to pass new laws. Why? Like, I don't know why we've passed a law since, like, you know, there should have been like 5 new laws since 1976. But instead, Congress passes thousands of them. New laws every year. More things that are illegal because laws don't make anything legal. Laws only make stuff illegal. So more every year, more stuff's illegal because government wants to remain relevant when, in honesty, what are you doing? We don't need new laws. Hey, is there any new laws that we really should pass? No. All right, leave it be. Go home. Okay, bye-bye. Toodles.
So going back to something Daniel said a couple minutes ago that sticks with me is that us versus them mentality, and I'm really experiencing that a lot lately because I'm not wearing masks outside. I do take my temperature just to make sure that I'm not feverish or anything. And Aaron and I have gone back and forth and battled fairly heavily on this. But I noticed that I'd say probably about half the people now are wearing masks. I would say maybe out of that 50% of people that are wearing masks, I would say maybe 5% are wearing them correctly. And I would say out of that 5%, maybe 1% of those are wearing the proper mask that would kind of protect them. And no one said anything to me because we walk in and we do not wear masks at this point. But I have noticed a couple of people kind of looking at me or something with their mask under their nose or something. I'm actually a little bit nervous that someone's going to say something to me and I will lose my like not violent.
Did you see the video of the chick that cut her mask?
Yeah, I did.
So it was easier to breathe?
Yeah, not violent or anything.
Man, I'm not. Good idea.
Yeah, I'm not worried about violence.
I keep a mask in my pocket.
I keep them in the car.
It says you can't come in unless you have a mask.
Exactly. I keep them in the car, and if that happens, I mean, Lowe's, I was there today. It said that masks are required by state and federal law, and I was like, well, no, that's not true in either case. Walmart, they have big signs up that say don't enter without a mask unless you have trouble breathing, but like 90% of the people in there aren't wearing masks.
Yeah, but do you see the people in Walmart? They probably have like smokers' asthma.
Maybe.
What if you had trouble breathing due to COVID?
Yeah, there you go.
Like, so you need to spell this out for some people,
yeah.
Especially Walmart people.
I wear a mask whenever. So I don't wear a mask at work, but I wear a mask if I'm going to a store or something. And the reason why I don't wear a mask at work is because I sweat my off. It would be like I wouldn't be able to breathe inside there.
So earlier I talked about those 3 grocery stores that are just like the thriving mecca for COVID. There's a representative from every household in the community going to one of those 3 stores, or if not all 3 of them, from every household. If a household has it, there's a representative with COVID attached to them going into these stores. How are these essential employees still working at these grocery stores right now? How are these stores not closed down because of all their workers being in the ICU that's overcrowded on a ventilator?
Yeah. Well, I saw it today. It was if masks work, why do businesses need to be closed? And if they don't work, why are we forced to wear them? I was like, that's a pretty good point.
Well, the answer, the canned response to that is because we're taking measures. You know, we're taking and we're trying to stack as many safety measures as possible on each other, and just so happens that a couple of those totally deprive you of your individual liberty.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I don't just fight people.
Here's the thing is, and this is one of the main things is the masks aren't to keep you from getting it. It's to keep you from spreading it.
If I don't have it, why should I have to wear a mask?
Right, but
because there's unproven 14-day incubation period.
Right, exactly. So like you could be healthy, you could feel healthy for 14 days.
Give me an antibody test. I guarantee you I already had it.
Well, that's the thing is tests are not like if everyone wanted to test, we should be able to get it, but we can't because they're not available.
Yeah, okay, well, now they're limiting the supply of tests and masks, and you can't get it. Well, you better stay home, and if we see you out without a mask, or if we see you without your barcode on your arm that says you're tested, I mean, it's
okay. Now that's a little extreme there.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
No, that's exactly what they're talking about with the digital ID.
Exactly.
It revolves 100% around vaccines. Like you do not get this digital ID to buy, sell, or trade or do anything online or anything else unless you have all your vaccinations.
That's way too China's social.
And I'm not talking about like some crazy conspiracy theory. This is like open talks clearly about it.
I think that talk is on the extreme fringe, though. I don't think
Bill
everyone's
Gates. It's Bill Gates.
It's Bill Gates.
I've seen
And
him talk
United
about a
Nations.
digital ID, but nothing like an RFID chip stuck inside of you or a digital tattoo on you. There's not. I mean, if people have implied that, but no, he's never said that.
Okay, fair enough. We'll say that I went one step too far, but I really don't feel like I don't feel like when you get down to it, like there's no
Sean
difference.
said it's got 666 on it. It's going on right
You won't
wrist.
be able to.
I'll
eat
just
or
say
drink.
I was really surprised. I was really proud of the guy, or not proud of him, but I admired the guy that wore the KKK hood because it took some to do that.
I think he's a dumbass unless he was doing it to be ironic, and then it's kind of funny. But I think he's still kind of a dumbass.
No, he's a dumbass, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah. People were all up in arms about it, but I don't know. Yeah, it is an interesting time, and I do agree that I don't think we'll ever get some of these things back. And now that they figured out they can take them quickly and easily, I think that it's the start of something.
And you have what's the word? The people that will fight with the foreign government against their own people during an invasion.
Sympathizers of some sort.
Not sympathizers is a word for it.
I don't know.
Remember the movie? What's up?
Insurgency?
No, that'd be us. No, God, what's a word? I'll have to Google. I can't think of it. The movie Red Dawn, and the one guy was working with the Russians.
Sympathizers? I don't.
No,
That's
it's
what
not
I said.
sympathizer, not traitor. It's
Benedict Arnold.
Words. Collaborators.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they're collaborators.
That's what Seth Mullins would say.
Well, look at Biden touching him.
Biden looks weird in that picture, like he's got a tiny head.
Yeah. All right, cool. That was a good talk. Thanks, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. I do want to talk about Manticore Arms, and I've got some really good news, guys. I got my CZ Scorpion bullpup kit in the mail yesterday. My Scorpion shipped today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is designed by Sven from Manticore Arms. Often they're available on the Manticore Arms website, and they're pretty badass. Whenever people come into the office and they like want to talk about cool guns or whatever, I always break that one out because it just does look pretty awesome. But not just that. I mean, 90% of my ARs have Manticore Arms transformer rails that I've bought with my own money. Some of them were provided as review items, but I've bought a lot of them. And just because I think they're great. So whether it's AR stuff, AK stuff, Bren stuff, Tavor stuff, guy came in and bought a Tavor X95. I sent him an email with the Manticore Arms stuff for the Tavor just to kind of make it better, and he said he was going to order some stuff. So lots of stuff out there. Coupon code WLS10 saves you 10% off all day, every day. And it's not time for Not Guns.
Not guns, not gear, just the gag. Hashtag not guns.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Ken Ross just said, did you cut Shaw's hair for the show? I think he was asking Andrea. You do look pretty finely coaffed there, buddy. I thought the salons were closed.
I need a haircut, man.
Dude, look at I've got like hair sticking out over my ears.
Yeah, that's where that's really backwards. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I shaved it in the bathroom. Check it out.
Oh, wow. You look like a brand new chia pet instead of an overgrown chia pet.
Right. It's just starting to fluff.
Dude, your hair is like intense.
Oh, it's like a paintbrush.
Yeah, it really is.
So thick.
It's thick and it's straight. It's straight. I look like the dude from House Party.
Kid or play? Which one was it?
I don't know.
The skinny one with the tall hair.
Right, yeah.
Don't know which one that was.
I don't know. I didn't know they had names.
Brett E. said, does the Recover Tactical Brace work with P80 frame? No, but they just announced that they're doing it on their social media, so that'll be
You see they're also coming out with a bunch of different colors, too.
Yeah. They added one other color that's going to be up for pre-sale. I kind of enjoy those things, but we'll talk about that on Monday. What's your Not Guns, Aaron?
Triggers.
Okay.
Because we already covered, I felt like we covered mass.
Totally. 100%, yeah.
And when I say triggers, I'm not talking about gun triggers, guys.
Horses?
No, but they did shoot him.
Oh, trigger. Oh, no, that was Silver.
Hi-ho, Trigger, away.
Wasn't it? Didn't somebody have a horse named Trigger?
I think Roy Rogers.
Yeah,
maybe?
Roy Rogers.
Yeah, Roy Rogers. See, I'm not that far off. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. F you.
No, I was watching Netflix the other day, and my kid put on what was it? The movie with Rod Serling, the TV show for Rod Serling,
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, and beforehand, it announces like graphic nudity or whatever. Obviously, that wasn't, but one of them was
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. It was the warning was smoking.
I think you were watching the Twilight.
But no, there wasn't but you know how they have those warnings before each show, this mild
on Netflix.
Violence. Yeah, this was this said,
smoking, tobacco use.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's something now. We have to be aware of.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's smoking in this movie. You might not want to watch it.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, you have to remove your mask for a second."
Right.
Well, no, you just cut a
Ben
hole in
Affleck.
it. You just cut a hole
Better get
in
that
it.
nicotine through K95.
And I don't even know if I just knocked over a bottle. And it's fine. Warn me what's in it. But I would honestly as long as there's nothing overtly sexual, I don't see why nudity is a bad thing. Is okay, it's a naked body. We all have bodies. We all, unless you're Aaron and a never nude, but we all have been naked at some point in our lives. We came in that way. We're probably going to end up that way sooner or later. I'd rather have my kids watch a nude scene as long as it's not overtly sexual than somebody getting decapitated or their eyes gouged out. That's for 6th grade.
Well,
we learned that later.
Isn't that what ratings are for? You look at the rating, and if it's above a certain letter level, you don't let your kid watch it.
Right. So he had been watching the Twilight Zone, but they swapped it from PG-13 to PG-14. Yeah, he was really confused by this because he loves the show. He'd been watching it
I got to wait a year to watch the rest of the series.
Right, and then he's like, I went back.
See what happens.
He's like, I went back on my account to rewatch some of the stuff that I felt like I missed some details in it, and I couldn't watch it. I had to actually jump on your account to watch it because they changed it to PG-14.
Wow, that sucks.
And I'm like, what changed? He's like, I don't know, but there's now warnings about smoking in it.
Jeremy talked about being naked. I've been naked 4 times today. Wait,
congratulations.
you don't take your clothes off when you poop?
Who?
You.
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I mean, but
what are we,
only
savages?
My pants. I don't take off. I don't get naked to poop.
Oh, weird.
You're missing
Have one
out.
of those
Sean
boots
said.
where you have to get naked.
I've never had one of those.
Neither have I, actually.
I've had a couple in my life where I've had to get naked after I poop.
Yeah, same.
Up in the shower.
Okay, well, if I'm really drunk and I have to poop, then I'll get naked because it's this is an ordeal. I don't want to be touched by anything.
So, okay, getting back to this. So, yeah, the trigger warning, that is kind of weird, especially Twilight Zone, which is pretty innocuous in most of its stuff. That is weird, man.
Right. It's what kind of society are we becoming?
Well, I think we know.
And we do know. It pisses me off. It disappoints me.
And here's the crazy thing that I think about all of it is that it's such a small percentage of society that's always talking about, oh, I'm triggered, and oh, this is triggering me, and this is hurting my feelings. I think it's just such a very vocal minority, but it's really, really shaping how all of our society is and operates because there's so much.
I firmly believe those people need.
Well, I could probably guess in 5 guesses or less.
Okay, 5 guesses, go.
To be beaten?
A stiff drink and a stiff.
No.
A swift kick in the ass.
No.
To die?
No.
To join the military?
Yeah, but no.
to die.
No.
Fall in a large crevice in the center of the earth.
Negative. All right, that's 5 guesses.
All right, I failed.
You know what I was going to say?
No.
Shut up.
When somebody tells me they're triggered by something, I would love to give them immersion therapy.
Do whatever triggers them a lot.
Yeah.
Spiders trigger me.
No, I'm a firm believer in doing something every day that makes you become a little more comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm on this show
you better person.
twice a week, so.
I was just going to say, yeah, this is Daniel's for the day.
No, for sure. For sure.
Right. And also, as Brett pointed out, all poop is rape.
Yes. Are you on that train, Daniel?
No.
You should get on that train.
Comments coming up.
Yeah, you should get on the train.
Oh, no, I see the live comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I mean, that's a real thing. All poop is rape. We've covered it verbatim, but.
Yeah, Morphils is pooping right now.
Yeah.
If he's naked.
But yeah, all poop is rape because it's you don't want it. It's unwanted X penetration.
Getting back to triggers, like I don't think that a whole lot of people really care about stuff like this. Like in my life, I know 0 people that are like that and are triggered by stuff and act like that and get butthurt about every single thing that happens and have things that make them to where they can't function or have anxiety attacks. Or
I know a lot of them.
You know what triggers me?
Very young, and they all say the same thing. Sorry, Aaron.
No, I'm interrupting you.
yeah, like twice in the same sentence.
I know, that's why I continued and didn't let you say it.
I apologize to you.
But they're all young people, and they have this thing where they'll look at something, or I'll say something, and they'll be like, well, I don't know how to feel about that. You know how they get their answer for that? They pull up their phone and they see what their favorite celebrity or their favorite group on Facebook or Instagram or whatever else, what their favorite people that they think are cool, that they want to be a part of, what they think about it. And then that becomes what they think about it. So people aren't thinking for themselves, and they're thinking much more like these very loud minorities out there who are just saying stupid stuff and snitching on gyms that are open.
Yeah. And it's like, do you know how many people had to get together to make Netflix put smoking as beware, as a trigger warning on a video or whatever?
My guess is probably no more than a couple hundred loud people that are bored and have nothing better to do than just barrage Netflix with nonsense. Or honestly, just a couple people that work for Netflix that are like, oh, smoking triggers me. Like, I don't even know, man. Kind of a weird time.
I'm triggered by machine guns and suppressors.
If seeing somebody smoke on screen triggers you, please smoke yourself.
With a shotgun.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The old Cobain. Before we move on, let's real quick talk about Polymer 80. I don't remember. Were we talking about him on the show, or was it before the show?
Polymer 80?
Yeah.
Before the show.
Yeah, so they came out recently with the SIG P320 frame that you can basically install. They call that the PF320 PTEX, and it's $60. It's not actually 80%. It's fully complete. All you have to do is take out the fire control group from your SIG and drop it right in. Just watch out for that spring that keeps getting Aaron. Right, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm just watching my cat puke around the corner.
Okay.
Do you want to watch?
No. Why are you watching?
Because it's like I heard it go, and I'm like, and the other cat that was right here was like, "Oh, dinner's ready."
They've also
we like shooting, could not get any worse.
Oh yeah.
They also call they have the PF9 SS, which is it's similar to a Glock 43 size, and takes Glock 43 parts, and those are out as well. Both cool stuff. We've got videos in the works for both of them. Nick actually has his PF9 SS and has been using it for a bit now. My 43 is on the way, but we do have 320s that we'll be having videos on very, very soon. So go check them out. Polymer80.com. Coupon code WLS is life, saves you 15% off all day, every day. And this is called Making News. All right. So, Aaron, let's go through some of these stories. What you got for us?
CZ expands competition pistol line with a new optics-ready Shadow 2.
Daniel, do you like the CZs?
I do, and I like the Shadow too.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I got a checkmate. I got a checkmate for sale.
Is it a Shadow 2?
It's a checkmate. It's above a Shadow 2.
Is it optics ready?
It has, dude. It comes with one.
Wow,
that's pretty sexy. Yeah, I don't have any CZs. I really need to fix that at some point.
Yeah, look at that. I really like that. I really like
good filling gun, good shooting gun.
Yeah,
the grip is really vertical, man.
Yeah,
I love CZs.
I kind of do too, and it's like, why don't I have one? It's a question that I have for everybody.
I have a CZ97.
I don't.
You should. You want a checkmate?
He's got one for sale.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'll sell you a checkmate.
I'm not going to buy it from you.
It's $3,200.
Well, yeah, or I could get it from another gun store for $1,200.
No,
I'm just kidding. Jeremy upcharges all of us.
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
I'm just kidding.
I always thought I'd get a deal with Jeremy. He's like, I need to make money.
That's true. He does.
Bitch, I got bills.
Yeah. All right, next story, Aaron.
That's not true. I made Sean a deal on a gun.
He oh God, dude.
That gun, John?
Actually, so is the suicide gun.
Right, I am aware.
And actually, the other day I was like, I wonder if I could trade an AR-15 for a four-wheeler. And everyone was like, yeah, you totally could. I guarantee it. So I was like, oh, which one do I want to give up? And I was like, I'm going to trade the suicide gun for a four-wheeler. And then you play the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme music because that sounded like the setup for one of those shows.
I traded body armor for a $1,000 bicycle last year.
See, I think that's a great idea.
Bicycle or motorcycle?
Bike.
Okay.
Bicycle.
He literally said bicycle.
I just wanted to make sure.
Why would you have a
I didn't say
bike with no engine on it?
Bicycles are awesome.
Yeah, and exercise.
See, you ride a bike down the road where I live, you're gonna get killed.
Or get a stateside.
No, because I live on a state route, so the speed limit's 55. And
there's no shoulders on your thing.
There's no shoulders.
Yeah,
You're just stupid. And there's hills.
Not doing that.
Next story.
Leopold L3H or L3 Harris submitted optic prototype for Army's next gen squad weapon. So this what really I thought was interesting was the if you go down a little bit, you'll see what the magnification is. It's crazy.
5
by 25 by 56. So
that's for the precision sniper rifle program, separate from this one, which is the squad weapon. I feel like we've been reading.
1 by 8. Okay,
no, that's
not bad.
Yeah, I feel like we're reading a lot about this stuff lately. I wonder who's going to kind of get these deals.
Yeah, I mean, it's the government's like going top class, I guess.
Well, they're just kind of getting to the next level, like ballistic computation, environmental sensors to cut the time needed to engage a threat. I mean, yeah. They have to provide 115 production prototypes. And then, who's familiar with the testing that they actually go through on those? It's
Not
pretty
I don't know. They beat the shit out of them.
pretty rigorous, right?
Yeah, no, the Army literally tries to break your.
Did they actually combat test it?
Unless you bribe a general enough money and he really likes it, or it was like his baby from the get go, and he's just really pulled, then he pushes it through.
Or a congressman owns part of Leopold.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Anybody an ACU pattern? Anybody?
The newer Colt 1911s that the Marine Corps bought.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no doubt. Next story, Aaron.
Let's see. Canada bans military-style assault weapons effective immediately. We kind of touched on this on Monday.
Yeah.
But
Once again, though, this one's kind of crazy to me because the dude in question literally had a pistol, dressed like a cop, drove a cop-style car, killed a bunch of people with the pistol and setting fires to stuff. And Justin Trudeau's response is ban all military assault weapons, including the dreaded AR-15.com. No, it's listed by name in the list of banned weapons.
as AR-15.com?
ARFCOM, yeah. ARFCOM and AR-15.com. Yeah, so they banned 2 websites as part of that.
Oh, they banned the websites, too.
Well, I mean, they think that they're AR-15s, so they put them in there. Or they think they're military-style weapons, so they put them in there. But it turns out, nope, they're just websites.
Oh, so, okay, well, that makes more sense.
Clearly, Canadian lawmakers know just as much as ours do. About
Yes.
that.
Honestly, who are we? Was I talking to you guys about this? Was it on the show about if you could get them across the border, you could probably sell them and nobody be the wiser, even though it'd be highly illegal?
Yes.
It was Monday, yeah.
Yeah. Just throwing that out there. That or just boog. Try to take over one of those provinces and just make it your own country.
Like Quebec would be all about it.
Take all those French out.
Well, Quebec is trying to become an independent country forever, so,
See, you start one in out, wherever in the middle. One of those middle ones like Saskatchewan. You just be like, hey, Saskatchewan, it's ours. Canada's over there. You guys, we like freedom here.
So the biggest thing that I noticed in this is that there's 1,834 Robinson Arms XCRs in Canada. They're kind of popular there.
They're great guns. I sold one once.
They have more than CZ Scorpion Evo 3s. There's more than SIG SG 550s.
They're basically like what was that gun that you sold Chris G, Jeremy?
What?
That rifle you sold Chris G that you had in
Oh, it was a Bushmaster.
Yeah, so it's basically like that.
That was an ACR. That was an actual Bushmaster ACR.
Yeah, so it's a lot. The Robinson Arms is basically a lot like an.
Well, it's a clone of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost. It's a pretty close copy of it.
Yeah,
just a lot cheaper.
Daniel, what do you think about Canada?
Well, the way the price you had was unbeatable, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, what do you think about Canada? It's pretty crazy, right?
We got a lot of Canadian friends. I've actually been up there and hung out with them on the range a few times. We were all shooting together what we're doing.
Right.
And also some Canadian Royal Mounted Police in the classes or the shooting events too. And these are the kind of people. They're good, solid Canadians, man. They're like us. They're not going to stand for this. And I can guarantee you there's a large quantity of my friends up there who are not going to go turn in their gun during this 2-year amnesty that they got. Now, I have stickers going on sale tomorrow. I think they're going to go up. I don't know if you saw it, but it's the Gadsden flag, but we added A to the end. So don't tread on me, eh? All my Canadian friends are like, please get those up so we can buy them because they all want them. It's really cool.
That is awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it comes back to what we were talking about earlier, like, the desire to not follow unconstitutional laws. Clearly, we're talking about Canada, which is different from us. But, like, at what point, like, repercussions and things like that. Like, this is going to...
Yeah, but you got to remember, Canada doesn't have a constitution like we do.
No,
they don't have freedom of speech. They don't have a Second Amendment. They don't.
I literally just said that, I realize it's Canada and they're completely different than us. But, so, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I was just looking at...
Sean, they don't have the Second Amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Did you know, Sean, they don't even have a 14th Amendment there.
But the question is, I mean, there's like on this list of stuff, there's 1,500 different types of stuff that's banned. And just here in this list I'm looking at, it's well over 100,000 firearms. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of them that, like, I feel are not going to comply with this stuff. And, like,
how many people do you think it would take to really just, like, overthrow
500.
Well, I don't know about that, but I will say that
we're having conversations. Jeremy is still like doing math. He's got a calculator out.
Yeah.
Like we throw a coup in Canada. Like coups always happen in South America. Let's try one in North America.
I just think that
let's go shoot a bunch of socialists up north.
Okay, I just want to say it doesn't count as a stateside if it's in a different country.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, the question I have,
I'm getting paid.
The question I have is, like, if the owners of these, a couple 100,000 firearms don't comply, like, what does Canada do? Spend the next 20 years tracking them down? I mean, they do have registration up there, as I understand it.
Yeah, they don't have to track them down. They know exactly where they are, who they are, and where they live.
Okay, rounding up, I guess, instead of tracking down is a better way to term that. Like, I mean, eventually, if enough people are conscientious objectors to whatever it is, like, I mean,
if you assume one cop gets killed with every raid, which is the numbers I'd like to see or more, they're going to run out within, like, a couple of weeks. They're just going to run out of cops, or at least cops willing to do it.
Ken Ross just said, but Sean, Canada doesn't have the Second Amendment. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting time. Like, I know there's a lot of legit people up in Canada. I know that they're not going to take this lion down, or maybe they will. Or maybe it'll be just like when France was more baller than the United States when it came to, like, rising up against taxes and like that in France. And maybe Canada will rise up and boog first too. I guess we'll.
Justin Trudeau. What?
Trudeau.
Trudeau. Thank you. Will be like, let them eat cake.
Geez. Okay, so Trigicon?
Yeah, they get Trigicon gets $41 million contract to refurb Marines ACOGs. So they're getting paid to fix their own stuff. I thought ACOGs had like a lifetime guarantee on them. Apparently that didn't come with the military one, huh?
Yeah, you should have Marines. Yeah.
Also, apparently the Marines have sold $41 million worth of ACOGs from the Army. Oh, yeah,
I got it.
Yeah. I am very stoked that the Marine Corps went to the VCOG, though, at LPVO. Solid optic, solid choice, which is what we should have done, something similar to that instead of going to the ACOG to begin with.
I wonder. So it's clearly got a cost. I wonder. Hold on. Let's see. How many ACOGs are there? So it's $41 million, 5-year contract to go through, but it doesn't say how many. Oh, here it is. Nope. I just wonder how many they're going to repair. Because, yeah, they did move the VCOG for their squad common optic. 19,000 of the newer scopes to be delivered in the near future. And then, but also $41 million to kind of refurb all the ACOGs that are out there. God, what are they going to find, Daniel, when they get these back in? Like, what are they going to see?
Man, I have no idea. Like, gentlemen's etched into the side of them. That'll be probably a common theme. There'll be a lot of stuff.
Jeremy? What do you expect?
Wagner was here.
Oh, man. And then Brandon Herrera made a 3D printed AK.
Yeah, and it sucked.
Really?
Yeah, not because he made it, and not because it was just the okay. So there was a lot of things that happened. It's a 40-minute or 20-minute video, so we're not going to watch it. We're not going to rehash it.
We're going to watch the whole thing right now.
So what basically happened was Brandon Herrera printed a 3D printed AK, assembled it, shot it, and it failed after a while. There was a lot of issues. It was metric and it needed to be imperial because it caused a lot of wobble within it. Some pins sheared inside of it because of the force that's going on inside the gun. It was just eventually it failed. It didn't fail the way he thought it would. He thought the back end would just blow out, but actually the internals just got all screwed up on it.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, AKs, there's a lot of force going on there, and it's not just back and forth force. There's a rotating force that's going on in there, and that's what shears stuff. And then there's rails within there, but because it was metric and not imperial, it was actually too loose, so the thing started wobbling in there. Huh?
It was
an AK. Don't they wobble anyways?
Yeah, I thought so.
It was an interesting video. There's a lot of talking. I just wanted action, so it was a lot of me skipping through it.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm like, I want to see his hands bleed.
Yeah, he's like, he's got like basically a bomb disposal unit uniform on, but with short sleeves.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go them guns.
Exactly.
he's got these big gloves on, a vest protecting his neck.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Daniel, would you shoot a 3D printed AK?
If Brandon made it. Yeah, I'd probably go shoot it.
I kind of was thinking the same thing. I was like, I might do it
with proper PPE.
Yeah. But if it was anyone else, probably not, which I think I'm a little backwards on that. I'm like, if Brandon made the 3D printed, I probably shouldn't shoot it. But if someone else
if Billy Cho or Jim Fuller made one, I would do it too.
Right. Yeah. Brandon's hilarious, man.
But his point in the end was they would be better off making a jig, like a 3D printed jig versus a 3D printed gun. Because it's easier to make the jig to work than the gun to work.
I was going to say, you can literally download most of that off the internet and then, like...
But are those iPro, ANSI, or mil-spec rated?
Go to Home Depot, buy sheet metal, get a hammer, and start making an AK receiver. Like, it's not fucking hard.
I think they're convenience store rated. Yeah, so
go watch that. The $9.99 pair you find right by the checkout.
Yep. Well, 6 feet back from the checkout, but so yeah, the Plastikov. That's pretty funny. Good stuff. His videos are pretty awesome. They keep hitting milestone after milestone too. They're kicking butt.
He has great hair.
It is the best. It is the best. Does anyone? I mean, Level's hair is pretty cool, but Brandon's just got that like hockey flow, I guess.
Yeah. He does toss it a couple times during the video. He like does the throwback.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, Daniel, where can people find all that you're up to, keep up with you, all that good stuff?
Twitch, Daniel Shaw 0369 on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. You can find me doing a lot of videos, some training-related stuff on the Gun Mag Warehouse YouTube channel, and you will see me pop in with some articles every once in a while on the Mag Life blog at Gun Mag Warehouse, and actually, I'm not even. I almost said something really bad for your audience, and they would probably all do it, and it would make my life a living hell. Those are mainly the places. Shaw Strategies. I got a schedule up for classes coming up. I'm not canceling any more classes. I canceled the first one because it was at the very beginning of all this stuff, and I had a lot of people that were concerned, and so we moved that one, and I got one at the end of this month in Kansas, and none of them are getting canceled.
Are you flying or driving?
Driving.
What is that, like 13, 12 hours?
4.5 from where I'm at in Texas.
Oh, geez.
That's true, yeah.
Well, okay, so clearly I don't know anything about geography, but I couldn't even point out Kansas on a map.
I couldn't either until I moved there.
No doubt.
Isn't it the state that looks like this?
I think it's just like up there.
It looks like a square with a bite out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was way off.
I think it's like right up there.
I think I did Tennessee. I don't know.
I think Oklahoma's the one you're thinking
Tennessee's
of.
right below Kentucky.
Like a Kentucky person missing teeth took a bite out of it. There's not a good.
Like you could eat an apple through a picket fence.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not canceling any more med classes either. Like I've had it.
So when you come into Ohio?
I don't know. I was thinking about this. I was talking to somebody the other day. I'll probably talk to Joe at a.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Sean.
No, I'm answering now.
Yeah.
I'll be back at Alliance, and we need to get Sean up there too.
That's actually so. Man, a couple times I've had offers to go up there and couldn't make it. I really would like to do that. That would be awesome.
A lot of good guys up there, man, training.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear, man.
Well trained guys.
So yeah, go check out Daniel, all the good stuff he's doing. You can check us out, lovewls.com, for things you can do there. Become a rooftopper, become a cult member, find WLS swag like this California Cadre shirt, this hat. What else? Oh, and find our sponsors, links to their websites, and all their coupon codes as well. Speaking of, go check out Patriot Patch Company. Aaron, did you get your Patch of the Month Club?
No, not yet.
I did.
Wait, was it the robot? Was it the robot?
No, I already got this month's too.
Yeah, it was the chick.
Yeah, the
like the Rosie the Riveter.
That's
she
the
had nods on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
It said like we own the night or some. I don't remember.
We can do it.
No one really owns the night.
I think it's we can do it in the dark.
Yeah, there you go. Do it in the dark.
If you own it, you can like kill the night.
Right,
because it's
your property. You can have sex with the night.
There you go. You get out of your system.
Tried that once. That's how I got that Clamato. Anyway, go check that out. LoveWLS.com. Join a gun-related advocacy group, whether it's the Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America, Second Amendment Foundation, whatever it happens to be. Get involved, not just with your wallet, but with your time, effort, and energy to advocate for the Second Amendment. We can definitely use as many people as will be involved. We always give out the suicide prevention line. The number is 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or you can text the number 741-741. As I always say, wait, no, I'm not there yet. We're here every live.
We're live.
Aaron,
we're here live.
You gave me your stroke.
We're here live every week on Monday and Wednesdays, and on demand every day. Go to welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say,
thanks for listening.
Get medical training and
Taco Tuesday.
Right?
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo Taco Tuesday.
We had Cinco de Mayo tacos and margaritas last night. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Daniel, did you have it?
Yes.
You did? Amazing.
No, I had a chimichanga.
Oh, I mean, that counts.
I don't know, whatever. Right?
I got a serious question.
Okay.
Dude, Tex-Mex, the Mexican food here in Texas is the worst Mexican food I've ever had in my life.
What?
Like, horrible.
Because it's actual Mexican food?
No, it's not.
It's made from real Mexican people?
No, it's not.
It's Soylent Tan.
They put these pickled jalapenos, like Mount Olive out of the can, jalapenos that are made in like North Carolina.
I love those.
They make everything here. I like them too. On gas station nachos.
Yes, exactly.
Not at a Mexican restaurant. Like I want a real jalapeno.
Did you have the watermelon with that salty stuff on it?
No.
Okay.
What?
Look for it. It's down there.
I don't know.
What's your legit question?
Oh, so legit question. If like Hawaiian shirts are like the new thing, is it like okay that I like Punisher skulls again?
Well, someone sent me a meme today that was like Punisher skulls or Hawaiian shirts are the new Punisher skulls, and I was like, yeah, I totally agree. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny how this came back
like
around.
My tattoo's not like.
No.
Yeah.
They're fine again. They're fine again.
You know what you need is a Punisher skull Hawaiian shirt.
That would actually be awesome. Daniel, what were you going to say?
In the late 90s, when I first got in the Marine Corps and we were all like cool guys in high speed and everything else, we were always reading Soldier of Fortune magazine. That was like really the only good publication out for people like us. And there wasn't a lot of good stuff out there like there is nowadays, tons of options. And they were all wearing like jeans and khakis and Hawaiian shirts. So that was like the cool guy wear. It was the 511 of the time, even before like the Royal Robins and all that stuff before it became 511 and all that good stuff. So it's like Hawaiian shirts have now came back around full circle in my lifetime.
Do you remember when Soldier of Fortune magazine actually had listings for mercenary jobs in it?
Yeah.
Did you just block that person because they said salad?
Planning and discussing knocking off crack houses and other stuff. Like we were looking for jobs.
Right.
Yeah, Kunta Kinte in the Facebook chat said, Hilder, while you're live, can you tell people to stop putting raisins in the damn potato salad? So I blocked him. I don't need that kind of negativity.
That's a bold move.
That guy.
I agree, Toby.
I agree with them too. I mean,
okay, we're up.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.